was recently name-checked in Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' recent filing against Justin Baldoni in Wayfarer Studios. I did it. I made it. I can now retire. All of the haters out there who doubted me are now asking for forgiveness. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who believed in me, who believed in us, who knew that this day would come.
Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni, never-ending saga. We've got Candace Owens firing back after a hit piece was made against her.
What if I told you that one of Hollywood's beloved Golden Girls might be hiding a dark secret? Buckle up, because outspoken political commentator Candace Owens has allegedly dropped a bombshell involving none other than Blake Lively, with actor and filmmaker Justin Baldoni at the center of the controversy.
I am not involved in this lawsuit, or at least that's what my lawyer kept telling me. Oh no, you're not a part of this lawsuit. Well, joke's on him, because I have now been name-checked in this lawsuit.
She said this led to a wave of negative reaction on social media and articles about her. She even presented text messages that she obtained through a subpoena to support her argument that this was a coordinated retaliatory campaign against her. And I've said this before, I'll say it again, a lot of those messages could be quite bad for Justin Baldoni and the defendants in this case.
It was constant positivity all the time. I would say toxic positivity.
That's right, you heard it correctly. According to Candace Owens, Blake Lively has been secretly pulling the strings in a plot that could destroy Justin Balin's career and reputation. From hidden backroom deals to jaw-dropping betrayals, this story has it all. So buckle up, because this scandalous ride is about to get wild. Let's dive in.
But we can't forget what this is about. So Blake Lively has accused Justin Baldoni of engaging in misconduct, including sexual harassment on the set of the movie It Ends With Us, in which she co-starred alongside Baldoni. He was also the director of the film. And she said that he and his team of executives, financiers, PR, and crisis management experts, they devised a digital and media smear campaign to retaliate against her because she came forward and voiced her concerns with him. And if she should go public with her accusations, they were ready to combat her.
All right, so everything in the world is just ridiculous. It's pointedly ridiculous, I would say. I mean, I'm no longer believing the things I'm saying. I feel like I am now lying to the public when I cover these things, because we're just reaching levels of absurdity that are offending my sensibilities.
But I was a little curious to see if Parker Posey would recognize me. So I sat on the second row to see if she would actually look at me at all, and she didn't. We didn't exchange we didn't have any eye contact during the whole time, and I feel like she was kind of leaning towards the moderator a lot and not looking too much into the room. But anyways, I wasn't expecting her to recognize me at all, and she didn't. And if you don't know why I was a little curious on how it would go to meet her, it was because she was sitting next to Blake Lively in that viral video that I posted this summer when the two of them were kind of teaming up against me. So I was kind of curious to see how Parker Posey would react when she saw me again. But yeah, as I said, she didn't say or do anything, or she just pretended like.
First, let's dive into the shocking allegations. In a recent podcast appearance, Candace Owens allegedly exposed a disturbing scheme orchestrated by Blake Lively to sabotage Justin Balin's career. According to Owens, Blake has been leveraging her power and influence behind the scenes, manipulating Hollywood executives to block Justin's projects from getting approved or stripping them of funding.
Well, now, Candace Owens, the political commentator, there's a whole theory on why she's doing this. A lot of people feel this is alt-right. This is like how they bring people in. They get them.
She's talking about this now? Candace Owens?
She alleges she has a source very close to Justin Baldoni and this whole Blake Lively situation that is feeding her direct information. She says Ryan Reynolds is the villain. He's a control freak, narcissist.
I believe it.
Has to be the biggest swinging dick in the room. And
I said that here before. I think that he's behind a lot of this.
They believe that he walked onto set. He wanted to look at the
dailies.
The dailies, thank you, which is all the scenes that were shot. And that tipped him off. Whether it was the chemistry, they lingered way too long, something. They had a fight in the trailer, and from there, things went down, down, down. And then, of course, she had the disastrous promotion of the film. And really, Candace Owens says, the source says that this is all about Ryan and Blake wanting to take control, wanting Blake to really take over the film and the sequel.
But here's where things take an even more bizarre turn. Candace Owens claims this is just one piece of a much larger agenda to control who rises and who falls in Hollywood. While these allegations remain unverified, they've ignited a firestorm of debate across social media.
Candace Owens has gone mainstream, says The Cut, and of course they post this behind a paywall. The right-wing commentators' coverage of the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni case has reached millions of viewers. And look, I always say a broken clock is right twice a day, but I'm not here to call Candace Owens a broken clock. Basically, I'm not going to read it for you in its entirety, but they basically share how she has grown in popularity by talking about Blake Lively, and because this is a gossip Hollywood entertainment news topic, there's been a lot of people on the left that have agreed with Candace Owens here. There has been a fear and possibly a shame by a lot of people that she is going to switch their opinions. Like all of a sudden, just because you agree with Candace Owens.
Some fans are applauding Candace for exposing what she calls the dark underbelly of Hollywood, while others believe she's just stirring up unnecessary drama. So, what's the real story? And why would Blake, who seemingly has no history with Justin, go to such lengths? To understand this controversy, we need to take a closer look at Blake and Justin's past. While they've never been known as close friends, rumors suggest they were once set to collaborate on a major project. One that had the potential to be huge.
Blake Lively weaponized false allegations against him and misrepresented what the true context of their conversations were about to leverage her control over the movie, that she wanted more control over script writing and editing, and that she eventually got her version of the film to actually be published and distributed, that she used the power and influence of her husband, actor Ryan Reynolds, and mega superstar friend Taylor Swift to pressure him, to intimidate him into accepting her revisions of a key scene in the film. And effectively what he's saying is that she boxed him out of the movie. She turned the cast against him, that she wouldn't even really let him attend the premiere of the film. He says that he and his family were forced to sit in the basement. By the way, talking evidence, there were photos of him and his family and friends, what it purported to be, in the basement of that theater.
She claims he sexual harassed her, and then by the time they premiered the movie, they weren't even speaking to each other. She made him stay in the basement, and Ryan Reynolds turned on him too. And then she claimed that he unleashed a bad PR campaign against her, and he claims none of that is true. There was absolutely no harassment. Those are made-up claims. She wrested his movie away from him and decided to try to hurt him with petty, made-up, out-of-context complaints when he pushed back even in the mildest way, and that she and her husband are bullies. And now it's resulted in vicious cross litigations against both of them. The New York Times.
Allegedly, Justin was offered a role in a film that Blake was co-producing, but things took a turn when he reportedly declined to join. Insiders claim that Blake saw this as a personal slight, viewing Justin as someone unwilling to play the Hollywood game. And if you know Justin Baldoni, you know he's all about authenticity, social impact, and meaningful storytelling. Could his commitment to these values have clashed with Blake's vision, ultimately rubbing her the wrong way?
So you have competing claims, you have competing lawsuits, you have claims of harassment, defamation, breach of contract, retaliation, negligence, and so forth.
Taylor Swift's team is now coming out swinging, and that is super interesting. An article just dropped about an hour ago in TMZ against Blake Lively in the press. Taylor Swift is alleging that Blake Lively is lying, but is Taylor telling the truth, or is this just a strategy to save her own skin?
Industry insiders suggest that Blake may have quietly worked behind the scenes to edge Justin out of key projects, leveraging her powerful Hollywood connections to keep him on the industry's sidelines. While this might sound like a plot straight, out of a movie, Hollywood has seen stranger things happen.
Spoiler alert, he's too much of a nice guy. Toxic positivity. Some folks who used to work for Baldoni spoke to the LA Times, and one former staffer told them, quote, "It was constant positivity all the time. I would say toxic positivity. I'm always a little dubious of people who advertise themselves as disruptors of the status quo or quote unquote good people. It felt."
As expected, Hollywood insiders and celebrities are now taking sides, And trust me, the reactions are wild. Former Gossip Girl co-star Penn Badgley reportedly weighed in on the situation during a recent interview, saying, "Blake is a powerhouse. She knows what she wants and she goes for it. That's all I'll say." Sounds a bit cryptic, doesn't it? Meanwhile, actress Gina Rodriguez, who has worked with Justin, allegedly showed her support by posting a cryptic Instagram story that read, "Integrity is worth more than any role." Was that a subtle jab at Blake? Fans certainly seem to think so. And let's not forget the Queen of Shade, Chrissy Teigen. She jumped into the conversation with a tweet that read, "Oh, Hollywood drama, I live for it." While she didn't name names, the timing was just a little too convenient. With so many stars weighing in, the big question remains. Is this just another round of celebrity gossip? Or is there some real truth hiding behind the curtain? Now, back to Candace Owens, because she isn't just making claims. She allegedly has receipts. According to sources close to her, she has text messages, emails, and even witness testimonies that suggest Blake has been actively interfering with Justin's career.
And she says, media is having a meltdown that I've gone mainstream. They must feel so powerless given the fact that they gave it their best effort to brainwash the masses into believing I was literally Hitler last year, and now I own all my own content. She says something that I agree with though. Lesson, you never have the power to destroy who you didn't make. Creators can always keep creating.
But some skeptics believe Candace's accusations might be part of a larger effort to take down Blake, who has already been facing lawsuits and PR scandals. Could this be just another strategic attempt to bring down a powerful Hollywood figure? Or is there a real conspiracy unfolding behind the scenes?
Well, the latest thing is, Taylor Swift has been dragged into this because Taylor Swift was there one of the nights, almost the way Baldoni's team is describing it, intimidating Justin Baldoni about the rewrites that Blake Lively did. And then Blake Lively says she has two dragons, much like Khaleesi in Game of Thrones, one being Taylor Swift and one being Ryan Reynolds. Anyhow, the new news coming out is that Taylor Swift is distancing herself from Lively. Again, this is coming from Candace Owens, who seems to have one hell of...
There are even whispers that Ryan might have leveraged his Hollywood connections to quietly blacklist Justin from major projects, ensuring his downfall. Of course, none of this is confirmed, but the internet loves a juicy theory. And this one is spreading like wildfire.
I believe it. I didn't realize they then went in the trailer and had a fight, and that was... Look, I said it here myself. I think it's Ryan Reynolds is behind a lot of this, that he... now he's using Hugh Jackman, showing up on Broadway, to support his friend Hugh. Really, you just want to be seen next to Hugh Jackman, like America's, I guess, male sweetheart, even though he left his wife, who's older, who was more famous than him, and now is with Sutton Foster. But people seem to forget that.
Adding even more fuel to the fire, an anonymous Hollywood producer allegedly told a gossip site, "Powerful people control Hollywood in ways the public doesn't see. If you're not in their inner circle, you're out." This cryptic statement has only deepened the mystery, making fans wonder, was Justin targeted for refusing to play by the industry's unwritten rules? Could Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds really have that much influence in Hollywood? Or is this just an elaborate game of telephone with rumors spiraling out of control? One thing's for sure. This scandal isn't dying down anytime soon. Could Justin Baldoni be the latest victim of Hollywood's hidden power plays? And if so, is he the only one?
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds would be the people that united this country, and it has happened. The most liberal people I know are now obsessively following Candace Owens for her take in journalism on the situation. Thank you, Ryan and Blake, for having such terrible personalities that we are now united as a country.
This scandal highlights a much bigger question. Who really holds the power in Hollywood? Time and time again, we've seen stars who were once at the top suddenly find themselves blacklisted without explanation. From Johnny Depp's legal battles to Meghan Markle's Hollywood struggles, it seems like an elite group may be pulling the strings behind the scenes. If Candace Owens is right, Blake Lively may not just be another A-list actress. She could be a key player in a much larger game of influence and control.
Thing that I wanted to talk about in this episode was one of you guys sent me a link to a video. It was from a Forbes Power Women Summit in 2022 when Blake Lively was interviewed on stage in front of an audience. And the way things that she revealed in that interview are just like, wow, I really wish Justin Baldoni had watched that before he hired her. She basically admits that she signs up for projects as an actress, and then when she's got the part, she starts interfering with everything because she wants to have power over the wardrobe and in production and the writing. And she just sits on this stage and admits all of it.
And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do.
And what about Justin? He has built a reputation as a genuine, compassionate filmmaker who pushes for positive change in Hollywood. If these allegations hold any weight, it could mean that even the most well-intentioned figures aren't safe from behind-the-scenes takedowns. That's all we have for today, but this conversation is far from over. What do you think? Are Candace Owens' allegations against Blake Lively real, or is this just another case of Hollywood drama being blown out of proportion?
It certainly seems like somebody may not be telling the truth, and that very well may be Blake Lively. Abel and Nathan's conspiracy to take down Jones was virulent and effective, which they themselves recognized was fueled by society's natural willingness to tear down successful women, and they capitalized on this for their own gain. The text from Melissa Nathan to Jennifer Abel here says, "It's actually sad because it just shows you have people really want to hate on women." So this text, which might seem familiar, is used here to outline a conspiracy against publicist Stephanie Jones. The timestamp at the bottom says August 10th, 2024, 1641. Notice something kind of important about a key text message mentioned in the complaints for both Stephanie Jones and the amended complaint for Blake Lively. Now, this same text message was used in different contexts to allege different smear campaigns against different women. So it appears that somebody may not be completely honest and forthright with the text message evidence they have.
Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more juicy celebrity news and deep dives. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss a scandal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.